Improving your posture is the quickest and cheapest way to upgrade your appearance, feel better, and look like you've dropped 10 pounds and lost a couple double chins. Done consistently, it will decrease neck pain, back pain, and headaches, give you more confidence, and increase your right swipes on Tinder or Bumble. So let's go over my 6 quick tips on how you can power up your posture. Tip number 1 is to get vain. Get a picture of yourself from the side standing relaxed, and then get a follow-up picture implementing the strategies I'll go over. Compare the two and decide that it's worth the effort to look like $1 million going forward. Tip number 2 is to know the goal. Great posture most simply is being as tall as possible. That means chest out, and imagine that there's a string from the top of your head up to the ceiling or the sky, and it's tugging you that direction. Now, the step-by-step instructions are to give yourself a maximum double chin, let it relax just 10%. That should put the hole in the ear lined up with the tip of the shoulder and make you as tall as possible. One important note, if your nose goes up, you look snobby. We're not going for snobby. We want you to look as cocky and confident as possible, like you own any room that you walk into for the rest of your life. Tip number 3 is to pay attention. You know how if you buy a different car, all of a sudden you see that type of car all over the place? I want you to get that way with posture. So anytime you see somebody slouching like this, I want you to hear me whisper in your ear, not you, Susie, not you, Joey, not you, Ralph. And instantly you make yourself as tall and cocky and confident as possible and try to stay that way the rest of the day. This will happen in my own life. Like, let's say my wife and I are walking through the farmer's market and I'm kind of casual and relaxed. All of a sudden she feels me straighten up and she looks around and just starts laughing out loud because she sees the person with really bad posture, and she knows the exact thought that went through my mind is, oh my gosh, don't ever let me look like that. And you know, when you read the mind of your spouse or your partner or your best friend, you just start laughing out loud. Tip number 4 is to do a compliment contest. Over the next month, I want you to see how many people you can get to compliment your posture. So anytime you walk into a room, make yourself tall and cocky and confident. See if they say something. The thing is, these people aren't going to say, hey, your posture looks great. You're going to hear things like, oh, did you just get a haircut? Or you're going to hear people say, oh, are you losing weight? You're looking great. They're going to sense your pride. So I had this one guy that was doing his compliment contest. He walked into his work after the lunch hour, and these ladies that he was working with picked up on his pride, and they were like, Travis, what were you doing over the lunch hour? So they actually thought he got lucky. They didn't say anything about his posture, but they sure noticed that he looked proud about something. So do a compliment contest. Tip number 5 is to understand why good posture is so important for your health. So your head weighs 10 to 12 pounds and you have muscles on the sides and back of the neck going down into the upper back region, and their job is to keep your head balanced above your shoulders. When a person has good posture, those muscles have an easy job, but when the head is out in front of the shoulders, look how those muscles are stretched out and have to work way harder. Another way you can visualize this, picture a 10 to 12 pound bowling ball on top of this pen. When it's straight up and down, these muscles don't have to work very hard. But if it goes forward an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches, those muscles are going to be working way harder, create all that stress in the neck and upper back region. Now, additionally, when a person has good posture, the weight of the head comes down on these joints, bone structures that can support the weight of the head. When the posture is bad, the weight of the head comes down on the discs. Those are softer structures, and that can cause what's called the arthritic or degenerative process, where those spaces get shorter, it starts to put more pressure on nerves, and it can cause symptoms like headaches, numbness, tingling, symptoms down the arm, and pain down into the upper back. So we always want to prevent people from ending up with those arthritic process that make people look like a turtle from the side and cause all kinds of neck and back symptoms. Tip number 6 is don't judge. So there are a number of conditions that can set a person up for poor posture where it's not entirely their fault. So first off, if your body is hyperflexible, So when you straighten your elbow out, it bends backwards, your knees bend backwards, you can touch your thumb to your forearm here, and you probably have some other stupid human tricks. That means that the ligaments throughout your body are looser, they don't keep the joints lined up as well, and they can really set you up for both poor posture and scoliosis, which is a side curve in your back. The second thing is women who have large chests, especially if you hit puberty early. That could make it a lot harder if when you were really young you had this large chest. Maybe a person was also a little bit embarrassed about it, so kind of trying to minimize how they look. It could really make a person have poor posture throughout their life. The third thing is past traumas. So the neck is supposed to have this smooth forward curve. If a person's neck gets in a whiplash incident, it can tear some of the ligaments between these spinous processes, and the neck gets this reversed look here. That makes poor posture way harder to maintain. And then the last thing is, if for as long as you could remember, your upper back was rounded forward like this, what we'll see a lot of times, if I do x-ray on people that look like that, the bones in the upper back region are supposed to be rectangle shaped, but we'll see specific bones in there that are actually wedge shaped, where they're shorter in the front and taller in the back. That tells us that at some point in that person's life, they had a fall on their butt or were dropped on their head, and the impact was hard enough that it squished the bones in the front. It actually caused a compression fracture. And so if we see that on an x-ray and the person doesn't remember an incident, they get to go home and ask their parents if they remember anything. If parents don't remember it, then maybe it was aunt or babysitter or somebody that dropped you on your butt when you were an infant or toddler. And so if we find one of those causes of poor posture, again, the poor posture isn't your fault, but ultimately it doesn't give you a pass. Usually it's more important than ever that you start to work on posture and keep your posture as good as possible. So I'm Dr. David Krohse from Compass Chiropractic, and those are my 6 quick tips to power up your posture. If you're out there and you've been dealing with neck pain, back pain, headaches, symptoms down an arm or a leg, I want to invite you to come in for a thorough workup where I can find out exactly what's going on, and then ultimately we'll recommend the care, the stretches and exercises that'll be most powerful to get you out of symptoms and also to improve your posture throughout your life. So click the link below, learn about the new patient opportunity we have available. And in addition, I want to invite you to sign up for the free course that I have available for people right now. I'm calling it Fix the Pain, Level Up Your Life. And in addition to strategies to decrease pain, I'm going over my top strategies to decrease stress, anxiety, and panic, teach people how to lose weight, sleep better, run better, a whole bunch of things. So sign up for that free course and you'll get our most valuable opportunity to come in as a new patient. So click the link, fill out the form, or give us a call. I'm Dr. David Krohse from Compass Chiropractic. Thrilled to share with you strategies to power up your posture and improve your life.